Welcome back to the Flipside, guys. Today we're talking about a topic that I know you won't relate to. How to get your family back on a routine. Listen, guys, there's a lot of reasons we fall out of routines or maybe never had one to begin with. How do we get it back into the correct groove, the right swing of things? Well, stay tuned for my 5 tips. Before we get into the 5 tips, we need to talk about why routines are actually important for kids. It provides predictability, which provides security, stability. It gives them a sense of control to know what's going to happen and what part of it they are, like what part they play in it. And it helps them stay organized. And honestly, overall, it's been proven that it is actually good for their mental health and as well as their emotional well-being because it causes less anxiety and less stress. And who don't need less stress in their life? So a simple thing like a routine could be a big help for you and your family overall. All right, so tip number 1 actually comes from 2 of my close friends, Ariel Carter, who is a guardian ad litem and Flipside board member, what? And my old high school friend, Tink, who is a mama of 1. Both of them said that communication is the first step in establishing a routine, and I agree with them. All right. I think that communication is one of the best things that you could teach your kids, do with your kids, and all of the things. So sit down with them and talk about why you're doing what you're doing and how you can do it together as a family. For instance, and I am pulling from a real world scenario, okay? I was the one that they were calling Tardy Tisha. True story. Reason being is because I was always running behind because my kids and me could not get it together in the morning. I don't know why we could not get out of the house on time. Can't find their shoes. Couldn't find their shoes. Couldn't find their socks. Couldn't find their socks, forgetting their backpack, had to turn around. Like, it was just ridiculous, the things that are happening in this thing we called life. To the point where I am yelling at the morning and screaming, get up, bah, 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 bah. It's affecting my job, all right? Because I'm starting to get a write-up over the fact that I'm always a couple minutes late and a couple minutes behind. And I'm feeling mama guilt because I don't want to yell at my kids in the morning, but they can't get it together. They can't get it together? Or we can't get it together? I think we know the answer to that. So I had to have a serious conversation with the entire family and just say, hey, this is affecting this. This is affecting that. For me, for you guys, it doesn't feel good to be yelled at. This is not how we want to start our day, where we're losing things and we're disorganized and it's affecting grades because maybe you didn't put your homework folder back into your homework bag or your backpack. And you're tired all the time. That's why it's so hard to wake up. So I think that we as a family need to get better on how we handle our nights. I think we need to start doing a little bit of a bedtime so that way we can obviously get more sleep. And if we're going to sleep at this time, that means we need to be having dinner by this time, taking a bath at this time, and let's go over backpacks and stuff together. So showing them why, and better yet, helping them come up with things like, what else do you think we can do that would help us in the morning? Get their ideas and like put it into action. So step 1, communication. Step 2, I would start slow, gradual, bite-sized pieces, okay? So let's say coming out of winter break, because we just did that, so I hate to keep using that, but it literally just happened, okay? But over Christmas break, they went to their nanas, spent some time with good old Nana. Nana, I love you, but you don't be putting the boys to bed when we have it. I put the boys to bed at 9. What time does Nana's put the boys to bed? Nana doesn't. Yeah. And so when they come back to me after being with their wonderful, wonderful Nana, which I She really is wonderful, wonderful Nana. Like, make no mistake about that, okay? But when they come back to me after spending some time there, they are definitely out of routine. So I would definitely say, okay, this is when they come back. This is when school starts. So this time in the middle, we need to go ahead and start getting them back acclimated a little bit at a time. If you are introducing your kids to a bedtime and like, let's say from now on, everybody goes to bed at 7 o'clock. They're not used to going to bed until like 11 o'clock. Whenever your to-do date is, like, let's say you want to do it because summer's over and by school starts, 7 o'clock is bedtime. Well, you have a couple weeks before. You know when your kids are going to school, going back to school. You said, listen, those are two things you need to know. When are the kids not in school? And that's a lot. There's a lot of days. And when are the kids going back to school? Seriously, when are they going back to school? You need to know that. And if you don't know that, pro tip, go to the freaking website on the your school's website or your county website, and they will tell you the entire year. There are no more surprises on like, oh, it's a teacher work day. Oh, it's Veterans Day. Since when did you become a veteran? But hey, listen, you're not going to be behind. You're going to have it planned out, mama or daddy or whoever. You're going to have a plan. And then you have a countdown to when they're going back to school. All right, sorry. That's just it. But like, seriously though, they're out of school this time. They go back to school this time. You want to get your habit into place before school starts. So that way it's just a continuation. They're not learning anything new. They're already in the habit of it. This is what you got to do. So maybe it's, all right, maybe the first week they just cut it back till, you used to go to bed at 10 o'clock. Maybe you go to bed at 9 o'clock. Maybe you go to bed at 8:30. You start gradually increasing it to where you need it to be. Reminding them like, hey, remember we're working towards this because this. And remember we discussed this as a family because of that. All right, so that is tip number 2. Just ease it in there. Tip number 3. This was brought up by my sister-in-law, Marina Miranda, my good friend Lisette, mama to be. My sister-in-law, by the way, has 2 kids. My friend Lisette is a mama to be, but super organized person that works in a daycare. And like, listen, you want to talk about Mrs. Get It Done and get it done right on time? You need to talk to Lisette. And then my other friend from church, Jennifer Dunn, who is a mama of 3. Their big tips were visual aids. So this could be a eraser board thing on your refrigerator. This could be a poster board that you guys do together. This could be some task list sheets that they check off. This could be a planner that you just have it filled in. Or Lisette had showed me this link and I don't have it, so I'm sorry about that. Maybe you have to Google it, but it was like literally like a clock, and like this part of the clock is all colored in, and it coordinated with like a clipboard of like, okay, when it's on the pink, this is what we're doing, and when it's in the green, this is what we're doing. And I have never seen a clock like that, but I was impressed. Tip number 4. We mamas agree. Consistency is key. My friend Brittany, who is a mama of 1, and my friend Marissa Rivera, who is a mama of 3, both said that you have to be consistent. First, one of them said, never veer from the schedule. Why would you do that? Don't veer. But like I said, life happens. So if you veered, it's all good. It's all good. But when you say, hey, we are doing this, it has to be, hey, we're doing this. We're doing this as a family. We're doing this to benefit. And we doing it every day. So you got to say what you mean and mean what you say. And more importantly, you got to do consistently. I'd say tip number 5 is positive reinforcement. So you want to say and acknowledge when they're doing the thing. Oh, great job there. Oh, good job there. Oh, you know what, guys? If we can make it one whole week without being late, we can do X, Y, or Z. Or what are some fun things you would like? Or man, I see that you're working super hard. encourage them, notice the good, and watch your atmosphere shift for the better. And finally, this is a bonus tip. Okay, I know I said 5, but this mama dropped this truth bomb on me, and it was so good that I was like, all right, she getting her own category. Megan Salgado. This is her words. Okay, the quotes. They don't fall out of routine in a day, so they're not going to go back into a routine in a single day. It's going to take over time. Manage your expectations, all right? It's not going to go 100% right 100% of the time and 100% like execution. Give yourself some grace. Give your family grace. Because we're not perfect, but we are trying to be better as a unit. So part of that is just to manage the expectations. It is going to be okay. I hope these tips were helpful. Tell me which one was your favorite one. Better yet, tell me if you got a tip that I missed, okay? Because I'm a mama too, and I need it too. Now, my kids have a pretty good routine, but sometimes, specifically when they're coming back from their nanas. Drop a comment below, guys. All right. I will see you later. Flipside out.